What's up, everyone? Shakiel Mahjouri here for CBS Sports, and you know who this is. He is the most dominant and decorated UFC heavyweight champion in history, and he looks to capture the title once again when he headlines UFC 309 against Jon Jones. Stipe Miocic, how's it going, man?
Hey, thanks for having me again.
Thank you for talking. Thank you, man. Honestly, the interview we did with June has consistently month over month been one of the most popular. It's been a while. It had been a while since fans had heard from you, and I think they're excited to get a clue in. But now they get to hear from you all week because we got UFC 309 on the horizon. Before we get to the fight, which I'm sure you've talked about plenty today, while I was kind of preparing for this today, you don't have an official nickname, but Google lists you as Stone Cold Stipe Miocic. Are you aware of this?
No, that's funny.
Do you know the origins of that nickname? In the
Yeah,
MMA?
from WWE and Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yes, sir. And then there's a animated YouTuber named Tommy Toehold who
Oh,
has
yeah,
a whole, yeah. So he's got a whole Stone Cold Stipe gimmick. Would you be willing to adopt that on fight night?
I mean, whatever. I mean, sure. I guess I don't know. I'm not worried about I got big guy
That's true. Well, random question, but why is it you don't have an official nickname?
because everyone has a hard time saying my name, my own name. So it's okay though. I'm not worried about it. I don't need one.
That's fair enough. Hey, man, Stipe Miocic stands on his own. When we look at the fight, when you and I last spoke, you had mentioned that sort of one of your advantages in this fight is your ability to sort of go for the kill, turn it into a fight. You can be pretty, but it doesn't need to be pretty. I saw Tom Aspinall today say that he thinks one of sort of your key successes in the fight would be pressuring Jones, pushing him back against the fence and looking for the knockout. Do you share Aspinall's assessment that that's like a plausible strategy for you?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's always plan A, plan B, and then you have plan Z. You go back to A. Plans change all the time. Like Mike Tyson said, everyone has a plan to get punched in the face. So you just gotta, kind of take it, take it as it is.
What will you weigh in for fight night, do you suspect?
I'll be heavier.
Have you?
I have no idea. I haven't checked my weight.
Okay.
But I'll be bigger for sure.
I think for me, one of the intriguing things here is, I find like athletic heavyweights are kind of the norm now among elite UFC heavyweights, but I think you were sort of one of the innovators. Like you came at a time where there were still a lot of these like big hulking guys. You had your Cain Velasquez's and your JDS's and Verdums, but you were definitely one of those like leaner, more mobile athletic heavyweights. I think John coming up from light heavyweight sort of shares in that. Can you tell me a little bit about what it's like fighting some of these big, huge guys relative to fighting a guy like Jones who has a similar-ish build to you?
Yeah, I mean, big guys they don't probably move as much. I guess you were saying, John moves like to move a lot more, a little more athletic. I guess more nimble. I guess you would say. But I mean, those guys that are a little bit stockier, they hit hard. So I think, I think it just, it goes hand in hand. I think just, some, pros and cons of being a bigger guy, pros and cons of being a little bit smaller, more agile. There's just, goes both ways.
Now, there's a lot of gold behind you, but I noticed there's also a Wolverine helmet. Why is Wolverine dope enough to get a spot on this legendary list of championship?
Well, I couldn't put that guy in there.
Whoa, where did that come from?
Yeah, I've had that for a few years. This is my Deadpool statue. I'm, a big, Deadpool Wolverine guy.
Well, shout out to Ryan Reynolds from my hometown of Vancouver. Where did you rank Wolverine Deadpool among like the Deadpool films?
What was that?
Where did you rank this newest Deadpool movie with Wolverine among your favorite?
I think it was great.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think because it's hard to like keep making like movies that are good and just make sequels, and that was like fantastic.
Yeah,
I think it was great. Just a whole different vibe.
My mother-in-law, when like years ago, she had a personal trainer at a gym called a branch of gyms called Fitness World, and working out next to her, unbeknownst to her at the time, was a guy named Hugh Jackman who was preparing for his first Wolverine movie.
Yeah.
Good.
That's awesome.
Okay, good. We should have a whole Marvel conversation one of these days once the fighting stuff's over with. Hey, I know you don't care, but how nice will it be to like no longer have to field questions about Tom Aspinall and who deserves what, like 7-8 days from now?
That'd be nice. I mean, like, honestly, like the UFC didn't have to give me the fight. They can do what they want. So I don't know why everyone's like saying like I'm being a baby about anything. I'm really, I wanted to fight them. They gave me the fight. Like they didn't have to, but they did.
You told MMA Fighting that, there was a time in your life where a younger Stipe would have cared about all this feedback, and now Stipe just doesn't care. Do you remember, I don't know, a moment or like a stage in your life where you kind of stopped caring about all this outside noise?
Yeah, I just uh, the thing is after I lost to Struve, it
Mm.
was a few months after I just stopped caring. I just didn't care anymore. I'm like, I don't know these people. Like they don't know. Like I don't know them. They don't know me. Like who cares? Like it's just noise outside and just get on with your life. Don't worry about what everyone else is gonna bring to the table. Like that from.
You see, I talk about this a lot, how I think you learn so much more from failure than from success. And aren't these little moments nice? Like, look at that. Like a positive life change forever coming off of that.
Exactly. No question.
Over about the conversations of retirement, you also told MMA Fighting, like, getting punched in the face for a living, getting beat up all the time isn't fun. You've been thinking about retirement since you got to the UFC. If that's true, why do you keep fighting? Why have you lasted so long since then?
I love what I do. It's just the whole, it's an individual sport, but the whole team aspect and
Mm.
just having responsibility, knowing how to do a train, just having just having things to do, and it just I love the whole whole aspect of it. I just so it's fun.
A lot of people are obviously putting a lot of weight in the fact that you haven't fought in over 3 years, but let's flip that script a little bit. In what ways would you say this layoff has benefited you the most physically and mentally?
Definitely recharging my whole body, my mind, my body, just making sure I'm healed up and feel good, and just I'm good.
I feel like maybe fans are reading into this a little bit too much, but there were people who thought that you were limping on your walk out to UFC 295. I think you were just holding your wife's hand behind you as you were making that
Yeah,
walk
it was
down.
too. Yeah, I don't live on having, but yeah, whatever let them think. I mean, it's fine.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
mean, yeah, I saw that too.
Okay. Well, I'm glad we can. I'm sure some of those fans are genuinely concerned. I'm sure
Yeah, that
some
was
of
nice.
them.
It was nice. That was nice
So
from
yeah,
them.
I'm sure a
Thanks
lot of
for
them
pointing it
weren't. But
out.
this is the sport we chose. This is the living we chose to make, Stipe. So we're in this together.
I get
Um,
it.
will either of your children be at the fight? Because I feel like your daughter was quite young the first, prior to this.
Yeah, my dad went to the second DC fight, but we were gonna have him come, but just me and my wife talked, and we talked to our family, like her mom, my mom, and we just planned to keep him home, keep him
Yeah.
comfortable back home. So we were going to, but it's just a lot of moving pieces, a lot going on, and just I don't want them, anything to happen or just I mean, like I love having them there, but like it's just better for them to stay home. Plus, they love it more because we send them a bunch of toys through Amazon, so they always get a new surprise every day. So
Oh,
they're
that's
happy with
cute.
that. Yeah.
Was that your idea or your wife's idea?
Oh, it's always a wife.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I always they get what they want from me. I'm a sucker. So, but but we don't give them just like any toys. We get like we'll give my wife, we'll give my daughter a puzzle or something. We'll give my son something like like crafty stuff to do, and just so they're always doing something, not just watching TV.
You know, I was just reminded of this. The first question I ever asked you was the first pay-per-view I ever attended as media, and it was the DC fight in Anaheim. And I remember asking you during a scrum, like, it's not often, especially in North America, that dads get to take time off when their children are born. And at the time, you didn't really know. You're like, good question. I don't really know what to think of it. Now that you've had, some time as a parent, like, how nice is it? How important is it to you that you have a work style where you can kind of choose when you can and want to prioritize the time you spend with your children?
It's great. I mean, I'm still full time with the pilot, but I still like I work one day, get 2 days off.
Yeah.
But I definitely get to see my children a lot more. It's just it sucks at times. I get to miss some things, but it's nicer to have more freedom.
I feel like every fighter that's a parent tackles this differently. Like, how do you assess when the kids are old enough or if they should be at the fights? Because that can be a weird dynamic, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I never thought about that because it's like we haven't got to that point yet.
Yeah.
So, but right now, it's just my daughter knows what I do. I mean, everyone at school tells her she's fixed. So, but like, oh my God, your dad's fighting. She's like, oh yeah. And so she brings it, come home every day to me. And she's like, Dad, oh, God knows who you are. You're fighting. Like, I'm like, yeah, totally. Oh my gosh, I don't want to know that, but can't nothing you can do about it.
Um, Gosh, I'll be honest. I don't even know like what I'm hoping to get out of this question, but this whole retirement thing has been so weird because like you've kind of teased this is your last fight. Jones kind of teases it's his last fight and says maybe Pereira. Dana White at one point said Stipe is for sure retiring after this, and now he's saying that you and Jon, the winner, will fight Tom Aspinall. What's going on, Stipe? Can you help make sense of all this for me?
Roller coaster emotions. Right now I'm worried about next week. That's all I care about, and then that's the fight time, and I'll figure out my plan after that.
As we wrap up here, would you be willing to share what's like the scariest or craziest call you've ever gotten as a firefighter?
I mean, we had, there's always something crazy, just trying to think of anything that really stands out. I mean, no, we had more motor vehicle accidents, some crazy stuff. We had the family, it was a little nuts, and, yeah, usually motor vehicle accidents are the worst because, like, you don't know what's gonna, you're walking into.
Is there like
as far as I go with it.
Yeah, well, I won't force you to relive that too much right now. Is there like a weird or bizarre funny call that you've ever gotten? Like, I know cat in the tree is like the cliche one, but is there one you've ever gotten where you're like, why did you call me?
Yeah, I mean, it happens a lot more than you think. Like you just sit there, you're like, oh, okay. Like, one guy, his blood pressure was too high. He was reading it wrong. Well, you need to go if it was high, you'd be having a stroke. You'd be possibly having a stroke. There's a lot of things. And I'm like, sir, that's not. That's your pulse, and you're working yourself up, so that's why everything's going higher. And he's like, I'm so sorry. It was like 3 a.m. I was like, all right, well, have a great day. Like, it was great. He felt terrible, but like, it's what we do, man. There's nothing. Like, so I signed up for it. I get it. But at least it made it feel better.
Okay, yeah. I mean, who knows? If he keeps hyping himself up about it. All right, I want to start this. I want to finish this where we started it. I have 5 nicknames ready here for you, and I'm going to ask you to blind rank them. So the trick is here. I'm going to give you the first name. You're going to have to rank it 1 to 5, 1 being your favorite, 5 least favorite, but you don't know what's coming next. So if you assign the first one to number 1, that's locked in. Number 1's out of the picture, okay? All right, and these are all going to be pro wrestling inspired names just to keep everything in line here. First, Stone Cold Stipe Miocic. Where are we putting that 1 to 5?
We go 1 now. You can go wrong there.
You got number 1?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay. All right, that's out of the picture. Before Steve Austin was Stone Cold, he was stunning. So where are we putting stunning Stipe Miocic?
I go 3.
3, okay. What about Stipe the Sandman Miocic?
That's 5.
It's the worst. You think it's 5. All right. Superfly Stipe Miocic.
4.
4. Okay, so by default, you're number 2. I was hoping this was going to slide into number 1. Big, sexy Stipe Miocic.
I'll take it with 2.
You got the shirtless pic at the hockey game. You got the OnlyFans going. I thought it would be a good fit for you these days.
Yeah.
Hey, just on the way out here, because I do think it's important. What do you think your relationship with MMA is going to be whenever you do retire? Like, are folks going to see you, or is it off into the sunset? Telling people their blood pressure isn't high.
I don't know. I never thought about it. I just, kind of things to worry about right now. Okay. When we come to that road, we'll cross it.
Well, when that time comes, well-deserved. I do hope we get to see you periodically, though, because you've been a very important part of the sport. Stipe, I want to let you have the last word. So very quickly, guys, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe, tap the bell, thumbs up. Let us know, in case it is the last dance, what is your all-time favorite Stipe Miocic moment? We'd love to hear from you. Stipe, ahead of your Jon Jones fight for the heavyweight title at Madison Square Garden. If there's anything you want to tell your fans, the floor is yours, man.
And new.